Bill Lyons with the Howard Baker School and Maryville College political science professor Dr. Marco Gorman back with us to break down some more of these results. Good to have you here, gentlemen. We appreciate your time. In his speech this morning just after 2, Trump called this a historic return. We have been talking about what he did to get where we are right now. Why do you think he was able to get so many of his supporters to turn out?
Do you want to start then?
Sure. On turnout, I think I believe he was really resonating with the message that people wanted change. And another issue beyond the change issue is the fact that I think there was a concern that more than a few Americans were worried about the direction of the country. And I think President Trump, President-elect Trump now, was really trying to focus in on that. And I think that turned out people who were wanting to hear someone speak of those issues.
Yes, change is the big key, and when you have 70% of folks saying the country's going in the wrong direction, it's a lot easier to appeal to folks. And there have been some structural changes in the makeup of the voting population as well. Now, young voters went more to Trump this time than they had in previous years. That was more or less a surprise, along with a little bit of his loss of African-American males in turnout in large cities, which made a difference in the contested states.
Do you think his messaging on the economy was a big part of his win?
I do. I think his messaging on the economy was a big part, and I think Kamala Harris's inability to separate herself from President Biden and his Bidenomics played a role too.
Yeah. Republicans gained control over the Senate after flipping some seats in West Virginia and Ohio. The House, we know, still up for grabs. What could this mean for getting things done in Washington?
If the Senate, with the Senate going Republican, flipping over to the Republican majority, I think one question is how much of a majority can the Republicans get? If it's not just a 51-49, if they can pick a couple more seats, then I think they can protect themselves from, say, that one filibustering senator and actually get some work done. On the House side, if they can go Republican, then they have all 3 branches of government, or at least 2 of the 3.
Talk a little bit more, too, about this big swing in Latino voters that Trump was able to secure.
That's been a trend. I mean, Latino voters used to be seen as a 80-20, 75-25 component of the Democratic coalition, and that's been chipped away at to where it's much closer. I don't know that it got to 50-50, but it got a lot closer to an even split. And, you know, that is probably motivated by complexities on the makeup of who the Latino vote is. It's not a monolithic group, and also concern, ironically in some ways, over the immigration, the illegal immigration, its impact on community.
Also, in terms of for the Latino community, I think also some of the values that the Republican administration is putting forward and resonating with that in terms of faith-based and that, I think that's something that increasing number of Latinos want to lean in on, and that might have became the difference maker in why they voted for Trump.
Well, it's certainly been interesting to watch. Gentlemen, thank you so much for your time. Hopefully get a nice cup of coffee on your way out the door.
Thank you.
Get some rest.